At this point in John's vision, however, the seventh trumpet signals the beginning of the seven bowl judgments, which culminates with the Battle of Armageddon. The salvation that the loud voice in heaven proclaims is not the freedom our American establishment of religion worships. It is the law of God enforced with a rod of iron throughout the entire earth. God is a God of love, and this act of love cleanses the earth by destroying all who will not bow the knee and worship Jesus Christ. Victory is proclaimed when the accuser is silenced. Though verses 7 to 9 say that Satan was hurled down by Michael and his angels, the victory proclamation names the weapons of Satan's defeat as the blood of the Lamb, the word of their testimony, and the willingness of believers to die for their faith. Though the fall of Satan is the cause of great rejoicing in heaven, it is a great woe to the earth and to the sea. A woe is a curse of God. Satan understands the Scriptures, but is blinded by his hatred of God and all that is his. Satan, realizing that his time is short, still believes that he can defeat God. Unable to accuse us to God, Satan focuses on Israel, the woman. Repeating verse 6, John says that she goes to a place prepared for her in the desert, because the woman was given the two wings of a great eagle so that she might fly to the place prepared for her. Many modern commentators believe that this is some form of an airlift. We have no information anywhere in the Word of God as to where this prepared place might be. All that we know is that it is in the desert. Exodus 19:4 uses the same image, that the children of Israel were carried on eagle's wings when God miraculously provided for them in their travels in the Sinai desert. This does not mean that the place in the desert prepared for Israel during the tribulation is the Sinai desert again. It means that God, once again, will miraculously provide for Israel in the desert. There is no need to believe that these wings of a great eagle must be an airlift. The amount of time that God will miraculously provide for her, a time, times, and half a time, is the same phrase Daniel used for the Great Tribulation in 12:7, which is mentioned as 1,260 days in verse 6. Both the woman and the dragon are great signs. The water like a river and the earth swallowing the river are parts of these signs. Jeremiah describes the armies of Nebuchadnezzar. Waters are rising and an overflowing torrent. Jeremiah 47:2, 46:6, 7, and 8. Jeremiah says that Egypt rises like the Nile, like rivers of surging water. This seems to indicate that the beast sends military forces after Israel. The physical earth could open up and swallow these forces, as it swallowed up Korah and his followers. If this happens, it would certainly be a sign to the inhabitants of the earth that God is protecting Israel. This enrages Satan further. Those left alive on earth at this time who obey God's commandments and hold to the testimony of Jesus are the offspring of the woman Israel. During the time of the Great Tribulation, faith in Jesus Christ is certain martyrdom.
Most Greek texts say he stood on the shore of the sea, not, and I stood on the shore of the sea. The difference between he, referring to the dragon, and I is just a single letter. The dragon is a great sign, so these beasts are also signs. The dragon, standing on the shore of the sea, shows us that these beasts, though empowered by Satan, are not Satan himself. Otherwise, the two readings, I, John, or he, the dragon, have no effect on the interpretation of the rest of the chapter. The sea continues the imagery of the river from chapter 12. The river is military or paramilitary, while the sea is not controlled or disciplined like the river. It is the surging, restless sea of humanity. In Revelation 17:15, John describes the waters as peoples, multitudes, nations, and languages. Daniel also sees a sea of humanity. In his vision, 4 beasts rise out of it. Daniel 7, 2 and 3. Babylon was a lion with the wings of an eagle. The Medes and the Persians were a bear. The Greeks were a leopard with 4 wings and 4 heads. Daniel sees the final beast, Rome, as terrifying and frightening and very powerful. It had large iron teeth. It crushed and devoured its victims and trampled underfoot whatever was left. It was different from all the former beasts, and it had 10 horns. Daniel 7:7. Each of the 4 beasts lived at different times, and all ruled the promised land. The beast that John saw resembled a leopard, Alexander the Great's Mesopotamian Greek empire, and lives only during the tribulation. It has the feet of a bear, the empire of the Medes and the Persians, and the mouth of a lion, the Babylonian empire. The Medes and the Persians built the first empire-wide road system. The feet likely refer to a road, rail, air, sea transportation system. Nebuchadnezzar's Babylon had the first empire-wide communication system for the king to command his subjects. The mouth like a lion likely means communication. Radio, internet, newspapers, magazines, television, at least from the antichrist to the people. This beast cannot be Rome or a revived Roman Empire, since chapter 17:8 says that the beast which you saw once was, now is not, and will come up out of the abyss. The Roman Empire existed in John's day. The beast is an empire which existed before John, but did not exist in John's day. Also, much time and energy have been wasted on attempts to determine the exact makeup of the beast, since both the head and horns are various kings and kingdoms. They reign for 1 hour, 1712, so it will not be possible to know the exact makeup of the beast before it is revealed. 10 is the number of completion on earth. 7 is the number of completion in heaven. Even if the numbers correspond to the exact number of kingdoms, we will not know the exact kingdoms until they are revealed in the tribulation.